The whole gang.
Whole gang.
Back together.
Look at us now.
Whole gang alert.
Look at us now.
Sorry if you're just waking up and that was too much excitement so early in the morning.
Yeah, it's
Really
treating this as our
apologize.
Friday too.
Really
so.
good to see you, Chris Convy.
Hey, it's great to be back. Great to see you guys. How's it going?
Good.
What's happened? What's happening?
So
we
much.
are so boring. Your life is so much more. There's so much more depth to your life, what you've done, than
It's true.
just this.
It's just a little bit more dynamic, maybe.
You're flying so much, you're almost about to catch up with your brother.
I'm very close to catching up with Tim.
Hours.
I bet I've got more time in business class than Tim has on an actual plane.
Ooh,
that's
business class.
Wow.
well. I mean,
Dang.
he's flying to far. He's not taking a little flight here and there.
I was jealous. I saw
He's
a
logging
picture
some hours.
of Nikki like sleeping.
Yes.
That's on a plane.
We got very unlucky, and then we got lucky, and we were getting on a plane, and they pulled me and Matt aside. Did you guys see Nikki's video that went
Yes.
gangbusters?
We've talked
it was on
about
the
it on the air.
news and all that stuff.
Yes, it was in our prep.
So Nikki was like, "Hey, go you." It was like, you and Matt go get on the plane. Me and Lauren are going to record this video because Nikki's like, the video, all the lyrics are based on being at the gate. And if we do it and we're not in the gate, it's just not going to make sense and we'll just have to wait and rewrite it. And so me and Matt go to get on the plane and they stop us and they're like, you guys have to just wait over here. And we were like, oh no, because we'd already been delayed. We were like, a long story. Nobody wants to hear. People want to hear about your dreams more than they want to hear about your delayed flight stories. We got delayed like 36 hours or something, blah, blah, blah. We lost our bags, da, 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 da.
That would be my headline.
But then
Guys, sit down. You're not going to believe this.
we didn't have our bags for like 48 hours. And then for a full day when we were in Vienna. So we had to buy a bunch of stuff. Anyway, they put me and Matt, Nikki's brother-in-law, aside. They're like, you guys have to wait here. And where is Nicole and Lauren or whatever? And we're like, we'll go get them. And they were like finishing up that video. And Matt was like, hey, you got to come over. And so they didn't have the video shot. And Nikki's sister was like, one more time. And then they nailed it. And they came over. And the people who held us aside, we were like, we're screwed with this. Flight's overbooked. They switch out our boarding passes from just economy to business class.
No way.
Front row, but we're all
Why you?
along. We think it's a combination of we just had a terrible 2 days of travel. Like we pushed back the whole trip because we were delayed. Newark had all the flights were grounded. All three major airports in New York City grounded. So we circled around Newark Airport for a few hours, and then we ended up landing in Dulles in Washington D.C.
Word. DC.
Rough city, man. So anyway, we stayed in D.C. for a night, had like a decent time, and then when we got on that flight, it was the 9-hour
they
job.
knew that you guys.
They must put a little asterisk there, like.
I think that it was like
They got really screwed.
They got really screwed, and then maybe, like the Nikki had miles and something going on with the airlines, and maybe they knew Nikki's video was about to go viral. But we ended up getting lay flats. And then Nikki and her sister, and I think Matt, like I'm getting on this thing, and I'm like, I'm enjoying this. I'm gonna live this dream. And they all just passed out like most of the flight.
Did they?
Yeah, which is what you're supposed to do.
I know, but did you live the dream for a while?
Yeah, I lived the dream. Like,
did you get a hot towel or?
Oh yeah,
Did you get?
I was like, hey, can I get 2 of those?
Yeah.
One for both hands.
So not everybody gets to lounge like that.
No, not on those flights. That wasn't even first class. There was a whole nother level in front of us.
What's going on up there?
The screens were bigger. Everything was better up there. But these were.
No, it was.
I can't imagine having a better experience.
How many hours was that flight?
It was a 9er, I believe.
9er.
A 9er, 8er, a 9er, something like that.
I'm flying to Des Moines on Saturday.
Oh, well. There's that.
Okay, so you're delayed. You're in the air. When do you find out the place you're going, the reason you're going, is it's done?
Well, that's the other thing. So we got delayed. It was just a bunch of back and forth on delays. We got on the plane, we got off the plane, we got on the plane, we got off the plane in DC, and then they're finally like, nobody's going to New York City tonight. Everything is grounded. So they're like, you're staying overnight, and there's a negotiation on when we leave and how we do it and whether we split up and take different flights. And we ended up just saying like, let's get our bags. Nikki was desperate to just have our bags, and I was like, we'll all split up. I don't care. Let's get to Vienna. But there was no faith on whether the bags were going to get there or not. So we ended up pulling them off. We ended up having a great day in DC. Rough city, man. And we went to lunch, and the place smelled really bad, so we went outside. And Nikki goes, oh my God, and just puts her hands in her face in her hands. She was like, the worst thing imaginable just happened. And we're like, and you can imagine what we're thinking. And we were like, maybe another flight got delayed or a flight got canceled. And she's like, then she's like, the terrorist attacks or the planned terrorists. And so she was devastated. She was like, I don't, what's the point of even going right now?
So you hadn't even
We hadn't even left. We were in America, and Matt and Lauren, who have 3 kids, and they've never had a vacation away from them, go, we're going.
Yes.
You could stay here.
You can stay.
We will find, it's a cool place to go.
We're going.
She's like, look, I'm a viral star now. I'm going to go celebrate.
Yeah. I'm out of here. We are absolutely going on this trip. So we kind of all rallied. You know, Nikki's obviously devastated. This is her biggest thing. This is her favorite thing in the world. And there's a limited supply. It's going to run out. She will not get to go to any more. Eras tour will be done. She'll never do it again. Mm-hmm. So it's like the thing Nikki cares about the most. So she's devastated. And we're all like, we're still going. We'll go have a good time because Matt and Lauren are like the best. And so
that Matt's a good dancer, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Did he buy that bucket hat?
He's got moves. No, he didn't buy the bucket.
I really wish he would.
We really wanted him to, but so we got to. So Nikki's like pretty devastated. We end up getting the good flight, so we're pretty stoked about that. We get to Vienna finally, and Nikki, the only shoes Nikki has are terrible, and we're like, Matt and Lauren are like, we're walking around, and Nikki's like, I want to take a nap, and she's like, fine, I'll walk around with you, but she is miserable. So she ends up we walked to the first. It was like worse than a Payless, like a terrible, like the shoe store. Like honestly, like I think they make cheaper shoes for this store. They had Nikes, but they were not. They had to be knockoffs.
They're like Nikki'S.
And she would like
extra
that.
high in there.
And she got these shoes called Benches. So Benches became like
The joke.
the big joke for the whole trip.
You better put on those benches.
And yeah, like she was not. And they have a huge toe box, so they're great for her bunions. They were $30, and they looked horrible, but she loved them because they were comfortable.
Because her feet weren't hurting.
Her
dogs weren't barking.
Her dogs weren't barking. So we were just talking about the benches the whole time. But we ended up like there's so much pent up Taylor energy for the weekend, and the shows.
And everybody there too.
So many people went there just for these shows. So many like Viennese people were devastated that so we ended up having dinner with some locals because Nikki's friends with a comic who's from there. Anyway, we have friends with them. One of them is a therapist, and apparently she had like 4 clients like that were women cry about the Taylor Swift show.
Oh my
I was
God.
like devastated about the Taylor Swift show.
It's one of those things where you're looking forward to it. How long have they had their tickets?
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
these people.
Yeah.
Not maybe Nikki, but for people that are in that country, waiting maybe 8 months, 9 months, whenever that tour was announced and they bought their tickets.
It's crazy, but I don't know if you guys saw the video. The silver lining for me, at least, was
The
I've
dance
seen
parties.
Those sing-alongs,
in the street.
like impromptu sing-alongs on the street, were magical. It was like something I've never seen before. It's just hundreds of people, sometimes thousands of people, going to these like key locations. One of them was like literally the center of Vienna, which made perfect sense. But there's a Taylor Swift song called Cornelius Street. So they found a street in Vienna called Cornelia Gas, which I guess means Cornelia Street. And
Close enough.
Close enough. So everybody met in the street, and then like the 60-year-old man was just like up in his window playing Taylor Swift songs. He didn't know what he was doing. He was just playing Taylor Swift. He was just being nice to people. And then below, on like the lower level apartments, there was like a mom and a daughter passing out drinks. They had like plastic cups and were just passing out water to all these people that were just.
What a community.
It was pretty amazing. So, and then there was a guy that was like real party. He had a huge speaker attached to his back, and he showed up in the middle of this dance party and stole it from the old man.
Oh no!
But it was actually good because he knew what he was doing. The old man was just like playing songs,
Just trying to help out.
and this guy brought the party. But it was just sort of horrible what happened. Horrible that it got canceled. But there was a little bit of magic and something that no other Taylor Swift. Like, this will be kind of an important story for the people that missed the show that got this extra cool thing of people gathering in the streets of Vienna. So I was happy to see it. You know, obviously I'm not like I'm not at the same level Nikki is.
What would your dream sing-along, street sing-along situation be?
It would probably be Queen.
Okay.
Or,
I was just curious,
maybe
like,
Tina Turner, probably Whitney Houston, actually. But yeah, probably Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking that while we were
like,
out
what would I be like? Oh, we're going to this.
What would yours be?
I don't know. I would have to think about it more. It would have to be something I knew a lot of words.
It
to
would just
the
be
artist.
Grease
be the
2.
Grease 2
Grease 2.
soundtrack.
Oh, I would love that.
It'd be the Grease 2. What about you, Brando?
Grease 2 soundtrack. No, I don't know. A
Steve Miller
sing-along.
Band.
Would just be just Disney,
Miller
but
Band.
punk rock versions of Disney songs.
It would be Encanto.
Or Phil Collins, just the whole catalog.
Well, you
John
do
Mellencamp.
celebrate it. What about you, Tim?
My sing along, I went to a Prince sing along one time and it was pretty cool. So
That would be hard to sing along with.
Well, you do what you can.
I would want someone that I could sing to.
Yes. You wouldn't want it to be a struggle.
Yeah,
You'd want a bit of an audience.
I would hope. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a whole like a few of my favorite musicals. You know,
Just
like,
musical
yes.
sing along, like
Yeah.
a variety.
Uh-huh.
I guess mine would also be like if somebody did like a yacht rock sing along. That'd be pretty cool.
So, I gave you an assignment to video yourself twirling on a hillside somewhere. Was that?
There's no hillsides.
Oh, come on!
We never got out of the city.
What about the whole? You could have stayed in the city and done the whole doe a deer portion.
I should have done the dough.
Yes. Let's start at the very beginning.
A very good place to start.
Yeah, there's your singing.
When you read, you begin with ABCs. When you sing, you begin with do, re, mi.
Do, re, mi.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Ah. Well, it's good to see you.
It's good to be back.
How many days were you actually in Vienna?
I think, I don't know, like 5?
You are. Did you
Yeah.
McDonald's it?
Yeah. McDonald's did pretty hard. Not as hard as I did when I was in Australia, where it was basically like every meal. And in Zurich, when I was just like, man, I probably got fat off McDonald's. It wasn't just a moderate level of Mickey D's.
Oh, yeah.
What about you guys? What was going on here? Any inside jokes I need to get caught up on?
I have no idea.
It's just all it was.
I don't even remember yesterday, man. I can't think of. Can you think of anything?
I don't know. How long have you been out?
Like 2.5
2
weeks.
weeks?
Yeah,
at
it's been a while.
Yeah, there's lots.
I mean, the people, they've loved it. The shows.
I don't know. Oh, there were people out too. Like Brando was out Monday. Tim was out last Thursday and Friday. I was out on Monday. So there were guests that came in.
Oh, that's
you
good.
were here when the guests came in.
I had a guess. Risley was.
I went to Pink on Saturday.
Oh yeah, you took.
I did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. We had
She
a great
loved
time.
it.
Yeah, we had a really good time.
I love that you guys went together.
Yeah, we had a nice little suite, so that was nice.
She's a fan of Heidi. That's one.
Yeah, and I
headline.
had Heidi come, and she had a friend that came along as well, so it was fun. Nick and Tommy both had to go too, and they didn't think they were going to have to.
Oh really?
Yeah, they thought they were going to
go.
hang out like down in Soulard while we were at the show, but then last minute there was a I think we need to go kind of thing.
Oh really?
Yes.
I guess.
Like because of the way we got the tickets, and then an extra 2 tickets were given to make
gotcha.
sure that they could go.
Gotcha. And you had to go. But at least it was a suite. And
It was a great-
They could kick back. It's easy in those suites.
And not only that, but you have to give it to Pink. I don't care what you like if you're not into her music or whatever. It's a show. It's a spectacle. much like Beyonce, when I was there, I'm like, I certainly don't know a lot of these songs, but it didn't matter.
Well, of course you think Beyonce's a spectacle. You were basically one of her backup
I
dancers.
was on the side.
You should have gotten paid.
I was.
I do have an update about something that we did before you left. So you were a part of that video for that we shot real quick for Waterloo, the high school that we couldn't talk about. That aired yesterday. So they had the first day of school.
Oh, they did?
And they did, for the students, they had a big assembly and they had it up on a big screen. And they asked a bunch of like celebrities to give like a well-wishing message to the students. And they asked us to do it. And so our video is in there. But in it, I shouted out Aaron and Owen. And Aaron was mortified.
Oh, was he?
He's like, as soon as I saw this image pop up and like the Courtney Show in the background, I thought, oh God.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, like here we go.
And it was Owen's first day of high school.
Yeah, Owen's first day of high school. Owen loved it.
Oh, yeah.
He turned to everyone and said, that's me.
Cred.
They're talking about me. He like told everyone around him.
How did he like his first day?
Good. He enjoyed it. He didn't have any...
Did he say that he was asked to join the most exclusive club or anything?
I think so. I don't know if they ask on the first day.
Because he thinks that's going to be his role.
What is the most exclusive?
Well, I don't know. He just thinks that he's going to be ruling the school as a freshman.
I think he's already been asked to join the Most Integrity club. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
I have the most integrity.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll see if that goes well. But yeah, he had a good day. He had football practice.
All the kids had good days.
I guess so. Yeah, nobody had any major issues. Even Amelia.
What other celebrities were in the welcome?
Yes.
I don't.
School?
They didn't know. Like I know that the drummer from Collective Soul was in it.
Yeah.
I saw that video. But I don't know. Maybe I'll ask for the full video to see.
How is that? What is that? Who has the tie to that?
Their guidance counselor is a musician, so I think he knows a lot of people that in bands and stuff.
Nice.
And so yeah, he has a lot of connections in that, and I think his son is too.
That's kind of cool.
So yeah, I'm guessing there's a lot of band folks that are showing up in it, and then us.
That's right.
I think we were probably the anchors.
We weren't at our best when we shot that video.
No.
I barely remember it.
Well, they did edit it apparently, so
Was
I
I in
that's
it?
good. Yeah, I think so. I'll have to pull it back up.
Nice.
It was real quick.
He sounded a little bit like Urkel there.
Was I?
Was
in
I
it? Tim, tell us about your day. It feels lackluster after Chris's grandiose story to say anything. You know what my highlight yesterday was? I was going across the Poplar Street Bridge and noticed a billboard for a city in Illinois that is now promoting people to visit. Olney, Illinois. There is a huge billboard on.
Does it have the white squirrel on it?
Home of the white squirrels.
Yeah.
And I was like, what else is there? Like, what is in Olney?
I mean, there's probably a Walmart.
That's some heavy duty money, though. That is prime.
That's prime
Billboard.
real estate.
You know how much that costs?
A lot.
Yeah, but
Those white squirrels are bringing that many people?
how many times have you seen a white squirrel? I haven't.
I haven't, but I don't know if how far is Olney?
Not close. I'd say now. Well, from downtown.
If your city
Hour
had
and
to
a
put
half.
up a billboard,
I'll
what
guess.
would be their, like, because the white squirrel is very specific to Olney. What do you have that nobody else has? Your city.
My city.
Your city where you are from, reside. If they were going to put it, come visit,
Okay.
fill in the blank, and see blank.
I mean,
I'll give you some time to think about it.
what has Kirkwood got?
I want a good
Train station.
Train
I want a
station's
good. Yeah,
big
that's
deal.
cool. I want a good campaign. Good campaign. So I'm going to give you time to think about it.
Okay.
From downtown, from the Arch to Olney, straight east, it is 2 hours and 23 minutes.
No way. And they're advertising here?
There are 9,000 people that live in Olney and 8,000 white squirrels.
I mean, it's crazy,
That's
right?
crazy, yeah.
Like they've got some tourism money.
Yeah. But that's a pretty good. That's a
It's
weird.
good,
That's
it's
a good
good, it's
thing
good, it's
for a
good.
billboard. I would be curious. I'd be like, where is that place?
And do they have the infrastructure to deal with all of the people coming?
Well, hopefully they thought of that before they put up the
They
billboard.
got
Yeah.
the Olney Noble Airport. So that ain't nothing.
Sharing it with
There's
another town.
There's a
Thrifty.
Monocle's Pizza there, which we've talked about.
we have.
People love Monocle's Pizza. And McDonald's.
Well,
I'm
there
listening.
better be a
Taco
McDonald's.
Bell. There's a Taco Bell there.
Man, when I was in, we had a layover in Canada, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be my last shot at McDonald's, and they just had like 40 Tim Hortons in this
Oh, yeah.
airport, a Wahlburger, every kind of smash burger you could imagine.
But not a regular old.
And not a regular old Mickey D's.
You know what they have in Olney also? An IGA.
Oh.
You know what you can get at IGA?
Your cakes.
Your cake. Your
Pepperidge Farm.
Pepperidge Farm cake.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
IGA carries
Yeah. Yes.
those. So now you're in.
He's like, I'm driving.
all in.
I'm driving 2 hours. Tim, anything you want to spotlight before we move on with the show?
No, I did a podcast yesterday here in town called the Superhero Podcast. So appreciate those guys having me on, and that'll be out next week. But that was it was.
Are you the
fun part of my
superhero
day.
of the
what's the
podcast?
superhero
They were
part?
like they were a good minute and a half in before they had talked about the star, and it took me a minute and a half to realize they were talking about me.
Oh, so you're the superhero of the podcast?
No, not the superhero. They just said star, like we have stars on here, and today's is blah 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 blah. And I go, wait a minute, I'm in Ludo, and realized they were talking about.
So
me.
is it about superheroes?
No, it's sort of a nerd culture kind of podcast. So we got in, we talked some Toby mugs and some nutcrackers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great.
Which they just looked at me like blankly. They were not nearly as enthusiastic as I was about it, but they were awesome. We had a great time, and that'll be out next week.
All right, well, good. I like I told you, my big thing was the Billboard. After that, it was all downhill, man.